Well, hello, it's me, Mr. Hare. Let's talk today about subtracting like fractions. By like fractions, we mean fractions that are the same, not it's not like we're trying to subtract in the way of fractions. We're trying to subtract fractions that have the same denominator. So if we had this, what number would this be? Well, we'd say, that's, Mr. Hare, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5/10. Okay, each one is 1/10. We remember how to add those. So what if we took away 2? Well, then how many would we have left? We would have 3/10 left. So for this assignment, you're going to be thinking like that. So you could write this as a subtraction sentence that says 5/10 minus 2/10 equals, well, let's see, 5/10 minus 2/10 equals 3/10. We can do this when the denominators are the same. So on today's assignment, you'll see on paper you could do the same thing. You could say 5/8 minus 3/8. Now we're dealing with 8. So it's sort of like writing it like this, the subtraction of the numerators over the denominator. Now, if you were asked to write it in simplest form, you would divide them by the greatest common factor. We won't be worrying about that today. We'll simply be subtracting. Another way to think about it is a number line. So if you had 7/10 and you went back 5/10, so 7/10 and you make 1, 2, 3, 5 jumps backwards, you end up at 2/10. You could write it like this: 7/10 minus 5/10 equals, well, 7 minus 5 over 10. And the answer is 2/10. Again, there's instructions on how to simplify. If you're comfortable with that, you may, but it is not required today. So I want you to do these subtraction problems. And now let's take a look at the word problems together, just in case you're stuck. We'll think about one of these together. Okay. First, we have to notice, we have to understand the story. Okay. A beetle is 1/5 of an inch wide and 2/5 of an inch long. How much greater is the beetle's length than its width? So you could think of the beetle. I'll just draw it. Okay, I'll give it some legs. Okay, head. There's my beetle, and it says it is 1/5 of an inch wide, 1/5 this way, and 2/5 of an inch long, 2/5 this way. And so to find out how much greater its length is than its width, we need to find the difference between 2/5 and 1/5. And if you remember 2/5, you remember difference is a subtraction, right? So find the difference between these two numbers. You would just subtract, right? Last Friday, 7/10 of the rooms at the motel were rented. This Friday, 9/10 of the rooms are rented. What fraction more of the rooms are rented this Friday than were rented last Friday? Denise teaches obedience classes. Last session, 11/12 of the dogs passed her class. This session, 9/10 of the dogs passed her class. What fraction of the dogs passed her class? Last session, write an equation to represent the situation. Write the answer in simplest form.